Namaste, friends. Thank you very much for inviting this international conference on cross-cultural communications. I was happy to interact with Madam Anne before this seminar was started, and I was given a topic, exploring Nepal-China socio-cultural relations through higher education cooperation. Uh, in this through this conference, I want to highlight a couple of things. Number one, Nepal is fortunate enough to be between China and India because both the countries are competing at least as far as population is concerned. Sometimes ago China was the first, now India is the first as far as population is concerned. Nepal being middle country, we generally feel like we are very small because we are between two big giants as far as population and size of the country is concerned. So that is why Nepal and Nepali people give a lot of importance to both the neighbors, because we have only two neighbors. We only have two neighbors. On the east, south and west, India, and towards north, China. This is not the case for two neighbors. India is having several other neighbors, and China is the same case. They are having more neighbors, I guess, larger, almost double than India. That is why for people in India or China, Nepal might not be that much important neighbor because they have many, but for Nepal this is very important because we are having only two. And as I said, even if these are two, but these are very important as far as population, as far as other concerns. So that is why I try to explore this Nepal-China socio-cultural relation through higher education cooperation this time. And I, being in Kathmandu University, looking after this global engagement at least for 2+ years, and in between I have had chance to visit China at least once for 2 weeks just after the COVID, and that very visit was related to our this educational cooperation. And what I find could be, for example, Kathmandu University being only the English medium university in Nepal, have very much kind of a good track record, in fact, to engage with international students, especially those who are interested to understand tradition, culture, etc. of this Himalayan region. And also there are people who want to explore education through English medium. These are the two attracting factor students has, and Kathmandu University could facilitate those students being here. Or inviting students right here, but generally data was a bit interesting. For example, out of Kathmandu University total graduates, we maintained almost 12 to 13% graduates from those who are coming from abroad. And if you try to look at the data, our southern neighbor could occupy almost quite a good number of data, and that was not the case for northern neighbor. We could graduate only less than a dozen students from China, even if Kathmandu University maintained very good track record of hosting international students. That is why this last visit of ours, including my registrar, was kind of instrumental to learn what could be the potential what are the potential areas to explore, and how or whether we can collaborate, inviting more Chinese students for this, and why Chinese students or any students are important to have this socio-cultural relation. Could be this is very generic, because unless you are visiting someone's house, or unless you are having kind of good interaction, you might not be able to understand his or her affairs in a very detailed manner. That is the case. That is why every country wanted to have this phenomenon, educational phenomenon, also to strengthen this people-to-people relation, and eventually that people-to-people relation will help maintaining state-to-state relation, and being very good neighbor. And only 1 out of 2 neighbors, Nepal has to maintain good diplomatic relation and formal, informal relation with both the countries, China and India. That is why also this cultural aspect through education is very important, and this that should be in a way not one-way traffic but two-way traffic. That is very important aspect we have to elaborate while talking about this thing, and that is how with this objective we try to visit Chinese universities, and we visited at least 9 universities, right from Hubei University of Economics Business, then this Tsinghua University, then again Beijing Polytechnic, then Hubei University of Science and Technology, Weifang Environmental Engineering and Vocational College, that is in Shandong Province, and eventually we visited Guilin, and also Guilin Medical College, Yunnan University of Finance and Economics, etc. And while we visited those universities, what we found could be in China, definitely they are very good in skill and training, and also these youngsters are very much interested to have their education in English language as well. That is why quite a big number of Chinese students are abroad, in Australia, in UK, in US for the foreign degree. And the very motto, as I said, could be to have English education, English medium education. That is the area Kathmandu University could work on, and in that manner, Kathmandu University could show its potential to invite Chinese students. That is our understanding while we discuss with very many youngsters while we visited Chinese universities. So how to do it? Could be there are very many interesting facts. We could interact with officials and etc. And while coming back, we try to discuss whether we can meet criterion essential for Chinese students to invite. And also we are very fortunate to be the first university to host Confucius Institute, and we have Confucius Institute at Kathmandu University since 2007, and out of this we could produce at least 94 graduates with Chinese language expertise. They could enjoy two years study in Kathmandu University and two years study in China, focusing on Chinese language. So through this also we try to understand both Chinese society and Nepali society, because in scholarship definitely we find a lot many theory books etc. in English medium or Chinese medium or larger, I could say that global language curriculum, but we have to also go through local literatures, for example, Nepali, Sanskrit, Tamang, other which are published in other languages, other dialects. And there are oral histories as well in very many dialects. So, how to understand this could be through language and language expertise. That is why understanding or having expertise in Chinese language is kind of strength for Nepali scholarship so that we can access Chinese things. But that is vice versa. That is why once we came back, we also tried to negotiate with a couple of Chinese universities because they are also now starting Chinese language, Nepal Studies Center right there in their university. So then just after I come, we could host at least 14 students who are having the interest in Nepal studies in Nepali language. So that is how we invite those 14 youngsters, undergraduate students to study Nepal in Nepali language at Kathmandu University. Like this, we also try to offer something. For example, definitely we have 10% quota for foreign nationals, but if students are coming from countries who are having less students, then we might offer some fee waive for those students to study in our university. So these are the and then if senior students come for research, for example, MS by Masters by Research, MPhil or PhD, Kathmandu University has decided to offer this research fellowship if they are willing to work under associate professor and professor, help them a bit in research and writing, so that those students can also get benefited of fee waiver and also local accommodation. That is how also we try to invite more foreign students, and that very options are applicable to Chinese students as well. So on the one hand, we try to bring Chinese universities and their collaboration with Kathmandu University on Nepal studies, and also we try to use this CIKU, Confucius Institute and others to have summer camp and etc. so that those who are very much interested to study this English medium education or and they cannot make to go Australia, etc., due to their family reason, due to distance, might be sometimes due to financial constraint as well. So Kathmandu University is facilitating, at least telling those students the truth, saying that Kathmandu University is also having very good track record on English medium educations, and our degree is applicable to acceptable to every foreign countries who try to have this English medium school. That is how we are promoting our education system. And why it is important, as I said, could be that will lay down couple of things. Number one, definitely it will promote our this. In fact, it will strengthen our ambassadors. Those who are coming to Kathmandu University studying, if they get a good environment, they can tell their colleagues, their peers, saying that, oh, Kathmandu University is an alternative. Eventually, that will help Nepal's sort of status to upgrade, saying that in Nepal also there is good higher education institution. That is how this is the case for Nepal. And also that might be many Nepalese are having sort of dilemma about interacting with Chinese commoners as well, because we don't have much interaction with them, definitely due to language, due to other constraint. And that is how, even if a tourist come for a short while, he or she might not be communicating in a way. That is how kind of sharing we were supposed to have might not have been possible due to limited time, constraint, language, and etc. If students are coming, they are spending 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, then definitely they will have impact on community just to understand Chinese people as well. So I guess this is the benefit Kathmandu University will be getting, Nepal will be getting, and for China as well. Definitely we are one of the neighbors, and a neighbor should not be ignored from Chinese side as well. Why? And then, for example, ignorance is not intended, but sometimes what happens, China is very big and it is having lot many neighbors. Then if they don't encounter with Nepali culture, tradition, etc., and they might not remember Nepal as neighbor, Nepalese as neighbor. And I'm told while I was visited that after President Xi Jinping's visit, at least some of the Chinese started understanding Nepal as their neighbor. Then might be through this educational collaboration, through this exchange, might be many youngsters also try to understand Nepal as neighbor, and Nepal also feel like we have cultural and other kind of proximity, or we can communicate with Chinese not only with the Beijing government but also with the people, so that this relation will be further better. So definitely there are some China return scholars in Nepal. This is quite a good number nowadays. But if we make it two-way, for example, not only going to China for study, but also coming to Nepal from Chinese side also to study, I guess that will strengthen our relation, and that will help us to have this objective of the conference. For example, cross-cultural communication. How to make it could be through interaction, and that interaction might be sometimes linguistic barrier is there, but linguistic barrier could be wide, could be dealt otherwise through personal contact, through physical visit, and if it is so, then I don't think that this linguistic barrier will remain the same. I guess for this purpose also, these kind of interactions are very much essential. And thank you very much for inviting me for this conference. Thank you.